Okay. So as everybody's getting on, I'm still admitting people in, but I would love for you guys to drop in the chat for me one thing that you're fighting for. So I titled this Get in the Ring and Fight. I don't want you to necessarily write like a rank or a dollar amount. I really want you to like put in that chat one thing that you're fighting for, but like that's going to really impact your family. Not necessarily like the rank, but more deep, right? Like, what are you really fighting for, right? One thing, I want to see them flooding into the chat. Fighting for my children's future to be better than mine, routine and discipline, to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. Yes, yes, yes. Financially free. Fighting to become a homeowner. Go, Katie. Oh my gosh, you guys, this literally brings me chills. I love these. I'm so excited. Oh, okay. So look at all these, you guys, look at that. That's so powerful. Look at all these women and men that are coming together that are just like so vision focused, right? Like we know what we're fighting for, but here's the thing. Okay. And this is what I want to talk to you guys tonight. So many people, we know what we're fighting for, right? We know we're fighting for things, but so many times we can get distracted by things that are going on inside of our minds, in our lives, around us, right? Like imposter syndrome, looking left to right, all of those things. And so what I want to talk to you guys tonight, is there a way for me to turn off the waiting room? You guys, does anybody know that? Can somebody drop that in the thing? Because I can't keep up. Okay. I don't know what to do. It's okay. I'm going to try to pay attention so that people don't get locked out. But anyway, so I love that you guys just dropped all of those so crazy impactful things. Okay. But what I want you to do, is I want you to now think about that thing that you just typed out. Okay. Think about that thing that you typed into the chat. And now I want you to drop a 1 into the chat if you 1000% are expecting that thing to happen, like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Or 2, if you are like not fully expecting that thing to happen. Okay. Look at all these people. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes. See how powerful this is? Okay. So I'm just so happy. I'm so happy that I'm seeing more 1s than 2s, because I know that for me, sometimes those doubts start to sink in. And I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about my story and a little bit about the things that I've went through and the things that I've had to fight through over this past last like year for sure. But okay, let me get myself together. Like I said, I'm like really nervous, and so I just need to focus. Anyways, so I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of stuff that I've fought through. I have had to fight through a lot of different things. The devil is trying to mess with me. Can everybody make sure you're muted, because I don't really. Everywhere, bro. Okay. Anyways, sorry guys, this is a little all over the place, but I'm going to bring it back together. I promise. So anyways, you guys, I love that you said you are expecting it. Okay. You are expecting what you said. When we expect, our expectations are our beliefs. Okay. So when we go through our lives and we have expectations and we start to kind of get let down, right? If something doesn't happen, or maybe somebody else did it faster than us, or whatever it is, we can sometimes get that disappointment inside of ourselves. And inside of ourselves, we can start to feel like that disappointment kind of tends to push our expectations down. It starts to make our expectations not as high. We start to tell ourselves, like, if I don't expect this to happen, it can't hurt me. And so
I think we lost her.
Gosh, she's gone.
Is it back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh my gosh. I swear to you, I was like praying hard and like listening to praise. I swear it is like the enemy is trying to like heavily attack at this moment. So we're just gonna like ignore all of this and just keep going. anyways, I don't know if what you guys heard or what you did not hear, since I got just like cut off. But expectations are our beliefs, and tend to, as we go through our life, sometimes, we get disappointed, and things don't happen how we expect them to happen, or how we had envisioned them to happen on our timeline. And we start to lower our expectations, and our expectations tend to slowly fade out, as sometimes they're really big, and then over time they start to go down, and we start to put into our minds, like, if I don't expect this to happen, then it can't hurt me, right? I don't know if you guys have ever had that. I know I have, wanted to like kind of lower the bar for myself, because I didn't want to set myself up for disappointment, or being hurt. And so now I'm just thinking that right there, though, that mindset, that is what is hurting us. That is what holds us back. Like right now it's bonus season. We all know that, right? We've been here it's been happening since January. We have until the end of April. Like, this is the time that we up our expectations. We start to believe that not only do we have the power, but God has the power. And when we're going through these times of doubt, these times of fears, because I think even more so during these times, especially when there's bonuses on the line, we tend to have those doubts. They're like magnified, right? Because now we have something really big on the line, and we're telling ourselves, that we want to go after it, but then we start to have those doubts creep in. And I know for me, as I've had to fight through a lot of different things throughout this past year, I'm just going to name a couple. I've had to fight through debt piling up. I've had to fight through losing my rank. I'm still fighting to re-rank. I had a repo. My car got repoed. I struggled with imposter syndrome. Like, I struggled really, really hard over the past year, and I never gave up, which is why I'm still sitting right here, right now. But I wouldn't be the person that I am, the woman that I am right now, the woman that I'm so proud to be, if I wouldn't have went through those things. And so I want to ask you guys, I heard this thing the other day, and it like struck me, and I was like, I've got to say that while we're on there. Are you trying to pray the darkness away? Or are you showing up every day as your highest self so that you can be a light for that darkness? And that hit me so heavy, because I know that I didn't always show up as my highest self, because sometimes I got swallowed by that darkness. Sometimes I let myself go a little bit too far, but I always pulled myself back. And so if we're sitting here and we're trying to pray away the situations, if we're going through something that's maybe really hard in our family, maybe our marriage, maybe it has nothing to do with our business, or maybe it's our business and we're trying to re-rank, or whatever is going on in your life, are you trying to pray that darkness away? Or are you trying to grow into the woman who can handle what the heck you're going through? Because everything that you're being given right now, what you're going through, like if you grow through it and you turn around, like when you get through that situation and you turn around, I am the first person to tell you that it is the most beautiful, freeing thing to turn around and to see that you never gave up, that no matter what came at you, no matter how weak you thought you were, that you were always capable, because God has already won that war, right? We're sitting here and we're trying to fight and pray and ask God to take this away from us. But what we really need to do is we need to ask him to mold us into the women that are capable of working through hard things, women that are capable of helping other women go through hard things. Because you guys, I really believe that every single thing that I went through, it wasn't because of, I mean, obviously I probably had a little bit of things to do with some of them, but I'm just saying, like, I had to go through those things to become the woman that I needed to be able to help my team, to be able to inspire other moms to know, like, when you're going through postpartum depression, like, it's okay to speak out. Like, there's a lot of things that I had to go through. I was an addict, and I feel like my story with being an addict, like, I can share and I can help other women, be able to get through that. And so when we're going through those things and we're not praying the darkness away, but instead we're praying that God would fully equip us, which he already has. If you're having any doubts of that, he has already fully equipped you for every single thing that you are going to go through, because you're not alone. He's with you. But when we change our hearts and our minds, our circumstances tend to change along with them. So even though, like, they may not change immediately, right? Like, my circumstance when I got my car repoed, it didn't change immediately. Like, I just got a car, like, just got one this past month. And that happened in like the beginning of 2020. So it was like almost a full year that I went without having like a car that was big enough for our family, because we have a massive amount of children. And the circumstance didn't change immediately, like that actual circumstance. But when I changed my heart and my mind to what it was that I was going through, your circumstances become, they have less power over you. They start to seem like, instead of it being a negative, it starts to become a positive. And you start to ask, like, what am I trying to learn here? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to grow from this? Like, it's not easy. This is really uncomfortable. But I know, like, I'm supposed to be learning something out of this. And when we start to search for those things and we start to have a grateful heart for whatever we have, you guys, when my car got repoed, it was like maybe 5 days later that my husband found a car for $500 cash that my husband still drives right now. And it was like, we looked at each other and we were like, you know what, this is what we're doing with. There's nothing that we can do about it. And we just prayed through it. And you guys, it was like, in that gratitude moment, even though it felt like everything was closing in, it was also like everything was opening up too. And during that time, I definitely learned how to, like, my ego had to be slapped down, to remind me that it's not me who's done all of these things. Like, it's him. And like, I got to give him the glory. And I've learned so much in that way. But these seasons that you're going through and the things that you're having to, quote unquote, fight through, right? Because we obviously trust God with things, but there are things that we are in our control. We have to fight through them. We have to fight against, negative thoughts, and we have to fight against doubt and fear. And we have to fight against all of those things. But when we're in those seasons of feeling that way, we're developing our faith muscle. Okay. And like, we have to remember at the end of the day that God's already won the war. Like, we can fight as long as we need to. Like, we can fight, and he's got our back, and he's got our front and our sides and everything else, but like, he's already won. And so we don't really have to worry about how it's going to end up, because we just have to trust that if we're going to show up every single day trying to be the best us that we can be, that he's going to work everything out, right? Like, everything's going to work out the way that it's supposed to, because probably even better than what you imagine, because we can only imagine it so well, and he always outdoes everything. And so I read this. King David in Psalm 119:71 says, "It was good for me that I had been afflicted." Okay. So when I read that, and I was like, oh yes, like, it was good for me. It was good for me to go through those things. It was hard. It was uncomfortable. I mean, you can ask Katie. I was in her inbox, like, I was a mess. I was weak. I was broken. And I feel like as I've went through those times of doubting myself, of all those things, and I fought to change it, I thought about the things that were happening, and I was like, I'm not going to let this break me. As I've went through them, I've just grown. I've grown so much. And like, I don't even know who that girl is anymore. But I have some lyrics that I want to read you guys really quick. It's from one of my favorite songs. It's called Scars. It says, "So I'm thankful for the scars, because without them, I wouldn't know your heart. And I know they'll always tell of who you are. So I'm forever thankful for the scars. Now I'm standing in confidence with strength of your faithfulness. And I'm not who I was before. No, I don't have fear anymore. So I'm thankful for the scars. Like, I am so thankful for everything that I've been through. And if you're in this right now and you're like wondering, like, am I supposed to be here or whatever? Like, yes, you are supposed to be here. You're having those doubts and those thoughts because your biggest breakthrough is on the other side of that. Your biggest breakthrough is on the other side of all that doubt, all that fear, all of those things. He wouldn't attack you. He wouldn't attack your mind. He wouldn't attack your business. He wouldn't attack those things if it wasn't because you have such massive impact and such massive purpose to your name. Okay. And there's a reason why he doesn't want you to keep going. He wants you to think that you're not capable. He wants you to think that you can't do this or that you're just never going to get past whatever it is that you're struggling with. And I just wanted to come on here tonight and I wanted to remind you that it's already been won. So whatever it is, whatever burden you're carrying, can you just lay it down tonight? Can you, when you get off of here, can you just get off and write every single thing down that you've been struggling with, that you've been fighting with, that you've been wrestling with, and just give it over because it's already been won. It's already done. Okay. And if you're stressing about a bonus or hitting a rank, I'm just going to tell you this flat out. It's not going to change anything. It is life-changing, okay? It is life-changing. It is life-changing, but it's not going to change who you are as a person if that doesn't happen. And if it does happen, it's not going to make you a better person. You're still going to be who you are. You're still going to be having to deal with the things that you're going through. Money doesn't change the inside. We got to change the inside so that we can be ready for that money. I built a business, you guys, previously to this, and I built a 5-figure income. Okay. I would see $10,000 checks, money that I never thought I would ever see. But you want to know something? My heart, it wasn't ready. My heart was, it was gross. It was icky. It was all about money. It didn't care about people. And I'm here to tell you, when you guys start from the inside, and you let that stuff change on the inside, right? You go through it, you grow, you seek, you learn, you do all of those things and you align yourself. And then that money starts coming. It's a totally different feeling. And so I pray that every single one of you know how capable you are to go after everything that is on the line right now. But I also want you to know how capable you are to have success if you don't do it. If you don't hit one of those bonuses, or if you do, either way, it doesn't change whether you're meant to be here or not. It doesn't change whether or not you can be successful. It doesn't change anything, to be honest. It just changes your bank account. And your bank account has the capability to do a lot of things, right? It can change your life. But nothing can change your life more than what happens here. I told my husband, I looked him in the eye when these bonuses were released in January. We went out to dinner and I looked him in the eye and I told him, I'm going to run like crazy, like my pants are on fire, to hit me to 80K and to hit your account to 40K and earn us $120,000 in bonuses. I said, but you know what? I am no longer going to define my success by a number. And if I don't hit those bonuses, now I'm not setting myself up for not expecting it, because I do expect it, because I do believe that when I make a decision, I'm going to run. But if I don't, that doesn't make me any less successful than the person who does. And I am no longer going to attach my success to a rank or to a number, but I'm going to attach my success to how I feel in here. And how I feel in here is good. I feel like what I'm doing is right. I feel like I'm aligned. And if it happens, it's because it's meant to be. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to do my part. That doesn't mean that you don't have to put in the work, because we definitely have to put in the work. We definitely have to put in the effort. But at the end of the day, your fighting doesn't have to be, you don't have to fight to get out of what you're in. You just have to fight to grow into the person that can walk with that. And that's all I really had to share with you guys. One last quote. You got to pick your head up like your nose is bleeding. And right where they left you for dead, elevate. That's all I want to leave you with. I hope you guys have an amazing night. And I am so blessed to be a part of this tribe. Love you guys. If I could figure out how to, there we go. And